Today I'm going to be getting the Platinum Trophy in Pic-A-Block on the PlayStation 5. Now, the last trophy that I need to get in order to earn my Platinum Trophy is Maximum Efficiency, which is to set a new record, lower score on a level that you have already cleared. Now, this is easier to do on the first levels. I had played through all of them and got really low scores on them, so I did have to kind of go to the end of the first stage levels in order to get this. It wasn't really that difficult. If you guys do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to give a like. Let me know your thoughts on the game down in the comments below if you've heard of it or if you haven't, and consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification to stay up to date on all my new trophy content. Anyway, with all of that being said, let's get right into this video. Typically, I would live stream all my Platinum trophies, but since I was given an early copy of this, I wasn't able to live stream it, so I do want to thank Eli and Treefall Studios the opportunity for me to play this game early. So not only am I going for the trophy Maximum Efficiency, there are a few other random trophies that I did have to clean up. As I was playing through here, I did all of kind of the bigger trophies, which were tied to just beating certain puzzles and getting 100 moves and stuff like that, but there were a lot of random trophies that I had to tie up at or clean up at the end here, which I was gonna make guides for, but I thought that they were easy enough where, like, if you just read the description, they'll kind of tell you exactly what to do. Like, it's like move a tile while it's frozen, or get rid of all the tiles on a puzzle, or like the one that I just did was move a tile left and then right again. So there was things like that I was cleaning up here at the end, but it was nothing too difficult at all. I was, as I was playing through, I was trying to be as efficient as possible. There's nothing like really super difficult in the game. You do have to beat certain puzzles with a certain amount of moves, but other than that, there's not really anything where like you have to beat every single puzzle with under a certain amount of moves and everything like that. And the game really does make you think when it comes to kind of how you want to move tiles around in order to beat puzzles and everything like that. So the trophy for Maximum Efficiency, like I said at the beginning, this was kind of, I thought, easiest to do with a lot of the beginning puzzles in the game. And it definitely is, but the problem is that at the beginning of the game, or the beginning puzzles, those were the ones that I was playing to kind of get used to the game. And while I was doing it, I think, doing it in the least amount of moves as possible. So this kind of put me in a little bit of a predicament where I was like, well, I can't do an easy puzzle now in order to get this trophy. I did have one more puzzle, though, that was in kind of the first row that I could end up using in order to get it done. And what I ended up doing to make this a little bit easier was I more or less just did a bunch of moves at the beginning where I like kept locking and unlocking a puzzle or a piece in the puzzle, a block in the puzzle. I kept locking and unlocking it like 30 times, and then I would solve the puzzle, and then I'm like, okay, now I need to just go back and not lock and unlock that block 30 times, and I'll easily be able to get that done. So I don't know what we're going for here. I think I was actually going to try to do it on this puzzle, but I was like, yeah, this is a little too much, and I don't really feel like using my brain right now, so we're going to not do this one because I was trying to do it on kind of the easiest one possible. So what I would suggest if you're going to play the game is to do this as like a very first trophy. Like, kind of worry about this at the beginning, because if you can do this on the very first location or the very first puzzle, you'll easily be able to get this done and you won't have to stress about it. Because if you get through all the other ones as efficiently as possible, I guess technically this is missable, because if you can't go any lower and you've already done the lowest that you can do, then you're kind of put in a little bit of a predicament there, because you're as low as it goes for all of them. So that would be interesting. So you can see here, I locked and unlocked, I guess I did it more than 30. I did it like 85 times. And then what I did after that was I was like, okay, well, let's just like sit here, try to solve this puzzle, because I hadn't solved this puzzle to this point. I didn't need to for any trophies. So I was like, let me just solve this puzzle here. We'll see kind of how that is working out, and then I'll go back and kind of just blast through it and get this under whatever I end up setting as kind of my baseline. Other than that, there's really nothing super difficult, I would say, in the game. I know I said that a little bit earlier, but you know, you do have to beat a certain puzzle, the mailbox puzzle, under 80 moves, which I think is pretty you know, acceptable in a way. With me playing the game early, I didn't really have access to any like guides or anything, so having to try to figure everything out on my own was kind of crucial. It was the only way for me to get it done. So that was a little bit annoying, especially with like puzzle games. I feel like it can be a little bit annoying because it's like you might think that you have the biggest brain possible in order to get this done, and then someone makes a guide where they do it with their toes, and you know, they do it in 5 moves, and you're like, well, I did it in 50 and I thought that that was good. So I don't know what the hell is going on, but we're working through here. The nice thing about this game is you do have the ability to lock blocks, which means like if you do want to kind of make a move and you think that it's the best move forward, you could do that. The one thing I wasn't a huge fan of, which I guess you can kind of use the lock blocks in a way, is I don't really like how there's no kind of checkpoint system in a way. Like, I wish you could set a point to be like, hey, save this, save where I'm at right here. And maybe there was and I just missed it, but like save where I'm at right here because I'm about to make a big move. And then if that big move ends up not working, it kind of is annoying. And it's not really that bad in the beginning levels because it is what it is. But when you get into some of those later levels and you're like, whoa, I have to make like basically 100 moves in order to get this done. And even if I do one of those 100 moves wrong, I'm kind of screwed. I think that that kind of sucks in a way. Like, I really wish that you could have that, you know, somewhat of a checkpoint system in order to kind of save yourself, or at least save where you were, in order for you to, you know, kind of feel like you're making big brain moves here. So here we go. We have gotten that done under. That will get us maximum efficiency. I don't know what I had before, but we got it done in 24, which will then earn us the platinum trophy, Picked the Right One. So this was a fun little game, really enjoyed it, but anyway, let's take a look at this list. So here it is, 100% with a platinum, no DLC or anything, but Eli has been sneaky recently and adding DLCs a little bit later. But as you're looking through the list, you're going to see that there are a bunch of random trophies or just moving tiles around, and then you'll have some trophies that are tied to specifically beating certain puzzles and everything, and there's the one for the certain amount of moves. And then there are some random trophies at the bottom, again, tied to pretty easy things like zooming all the way out and zooming all the way in and doing a variety of random things like that. Descriptions break out exactly what you need to do, and there's nothing super difficult about them. So if you just read through those, they should be able to describe exactly what you need to do. Not tricky at all. Anyway, here's the profile. Trophy level 606, 40%, got 15,760 total trophies, got 10,420 bronze, 3,571 silver, 1,499 gold with 270 platinums. Like I said, 15,760 total trophies if you're into that numbers kind of stuff. And then here's the platinum trophy itself, again, just called Picked the Right One. So this was a fun little game. The only downside to it, I would say, as you're playing through, is having to not have like a save system in order to back yourself up if you get into a position where you're like, I don't know if I want to make this move or not. But I think as you're playing through, you will definitely enjoy the game. It makes you use your brain a little bit, and it's nothing super difficult at the end of the day. So let's talk about some numbers here. So if I had to rate this platinum out of 10, I'm probably going to give this like a 2 out of 10. It's nothing too difficult other than a few levels. It's you know, pretty much walk in the park, and with being able to lock blocks, it makes it a little bit easier. If you weren't able to lock the blocks, I would say it's probably going to be a little more difficult, but with being able to lock, you can basically lock a whole entire line and then kind of delete things as you want to and make it a little bit easier. So 2 out of 10. Time it takes to get the platinum, if you're using a guide, I couldn't see this taking any more than like 30 minutes, but if you're not using a guide, maybe like 2 to 3 hours. 3 seems kind of on the higher side, so I'd probably say maybe around 2 hours to get it done if you're not using a guide. So 2 out of 10, 30 minutes if you're using a guide, to 2 hours if you're not using a guide. I hope you guys did enjoy this video though. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the game down in the comments below if you've played it or if you've never heard of it, if you think you want to pick it up. Down in the description below, you'll find links to all sorts of other things, my Twitter, my Twitch, Trophy Hunters Gaming, where I'm posting trophy guides and everything like that. So if you want to go follow, subscribe, do any of that, I would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, like I said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing for more trophy content like this, and I hope to see you all around sometime soon.